What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and tonight I've got some football focus. For the final time this season, I'll be reviewing the Steelers game. This was their last game of the season. It just ended maybe 2 minutes ago, and I'm pretty heartbroken. So I'm going to make this one a quick one. Steelers played the Patriots in the AFC Championship game, in a game that I predicted we were going to win 28-21. I was incorrect. I predicted correctly the last 9 games in a row for the Steelers to win. I was wrong this time. My lucky streak is finally over. The Patriots have now advanced to play the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Congrats to both teams. Congrats to the Patriots. I don't respect them very much. I don't like them at all. They do have their cheating, fire alarm pulling, spygating, deflating, Belichick and Brady combination. Not a fan of the team. I don't like them or respect them, but they did outplay us today by far. Being an objective journalist here who's covered the sport for a long time, I'm not going to make up any lies or any excuses. The fire alarm thing last night did not cost Pittsburgh the game. The referees did not cost Pittsburgh the game. There was one horrendous call. There was a couple of holding calls, and there was one really bad referee call, but that was not the end-all, be-all. It was not the make-or-break call of the game. The Patriots simply outplayed the Steelers in many facets to win this game. Final score 36-17. I did not write down the stats because I don't want to talk about the game too much. I don't have the heart right now to go into stat lines and numbers. And most of the numbers on the Steelers side didn't matter anyway because the game was already over in the mid-third quarter. So I didn't write down particular stat lines. I just wrote down a few bullet points that I wanted to touch on very quickly. The first thing is Keith Butler's zone defense, or lack thereof. Man, this was idiotic. How you choose, and again, I'm going to trigger a warning language here just in case I start to go off. I don't know that I will, but if I go off, please, there's a warning, a language warning in this video. So if you have kids watching, cover their ears. But yeah, Keith Butler decides to play this zone defense. And playing a zone defense and sitting your guys off soft and cushion coverage against a veteran quarterback, a proven Hall of Fame legend like Tom Brady, is absolutely damn ridiculous. I have no idea how many times he sat there and picked us the hell apart by having our guys sit there in soft cushion zone defense. It makes no sense. When you have guys like Edelman, like Amendola, like Martellus Bennett, who sit across the middle and catch pass after pass, and they're known for short slants and short crossing routes, the worst thing you can do is sit back in a zone defense. Our linebackers aren't even good in regular coverage, let alone zone coverage. That made no sense, and after the Patriots marched down the field in 1 minute and 48 seconds in the first drive and scored a touchdown on us, scored a field goal first, then a touchdown. After they did that, after the first drive, you should have known, Keith Butler, to switch up your defense. I'd rather play man and possibly get beat by somebody deep than to sit there and get picked apart over and over and over again. Tom Brady converting third down after third down after third damn down. It made no sense. After the first 2 drives and 10 points by the Patriots, you've got to switch it up. You've got to be a smart coach on the fly and realize team speed is not really a big thing on the Patriots, and our secondary's gotten a lot faster, but they're not good in coverage. You have to put these guys man on man and take the chance because zone was not working. It was giving up big chunk plays anyway. They were getting long plays down the field regardless, so take the chance and go into man. Why sit back in the zone and watch Brady go over and over again? Made no sense. The secondary had no heart in this game anyway. No matter what the coverage was, they played like crap. Sean Davis didn't make any plays, and I always revere and praise him, but he didn't do anything. Mike Mitchell was a good hitter, but he's a garbage coverage guy. He's a good hitter, a good energy spark guy. He makes good tackles up on the running backs, but his coverage is horrible garbage, and it was today. Artie Burns got his ass kicked today. I'm an Artie Burns fan. You guys know that I praised him all season long for his constant improvement, and I think he's going to be a very good corner in 1 to 2 years. He's going to be a starter all of next season, and he should be. But he stunk to high hell today. He was horrible. The linebackers didn't show up today. They didn't do much. There was no pressure on Tom Brady. That's some of the notes I have here. I have no pressure, no coverage. Everyone knows Tom Brady's strength is standing back in the pocket for 14 friggin' seconds and tossing the ball downfield. When your corners are sitting in zone and you're giving Brady all day, their experienced receivers are going to find holes in that zone, and they certainly damn did. It was horrible. You cannot play Tom Brady and expect to win if you don't get any pressure. There was nothing. Javon Hargrave made a sack early in the game. He made a few plays. Shazier made a few quick plays on the running backs in the backfield. Other than that, no pressure at all on drop back passes. Tom Brady wasn't touched. He could have sat there, made a sandwich, came back in the living room, went to the bathroom, changed his jersey, went in the shower, went in the locker room, got a shower, came back out, and still had time to find somebody in the end zone wide open. The combination of sitting back in zone coverage and leaving Brady open for 14 seconds, you're going to get your asses beat, and you did. So, again, didn't write the stats down, but I know that Chris Hogan had like 9 catches for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is a Patriots playoff record. It's a career high for him. He just kicked our stinking asses all day long. He beat us on third down after third down. He beat us across the middle. He beat us deep in the end zone, uncovered several times. The safeties didn't communicate. There was no over-the-top help. The corners didn't come back deep enough. They were all playing up. Everything wrong in that situation. And again, I think only 1 sack on Brady the entire game for Javon Hargrave, and that was it. Shazier didn't make a whole lot of plays. Harrison didn't do a whole lot. Timmons didn't do a whole lot. Each had a couple tackles. No splash plays, no big turnovers, nothing like that. So nobody on defense is worth speaking of. Not one of the damn players on defense is worth getting their name mentioned for anything good in this game. Something else on offense, drop passes. We showed today that we need our veteran receivers back. Not having even Martavis Bryant and Marcus Whedon and Ladarius Green. Missing all those guys was a big problem today because the Patriots are good at taking out the main players on the opposing team. They took out Bell, they took out Brown, so they pretty much left other guys to beat them. And the only guys that really played well on offense today were Eli Rogers and Jesse James. Jesse James back-to-back games now. I think he had 5 catches for like 50 yards. Again, didn't write his stats down, but he played very well. Couple good third down conversions overall. He was held a couple times and it wasn't called, so that was definitely a few things in their favor. But Jesse played pretty well today. I think Eli Rogers came out. I think he had like 5 catches for 50 yards, something like that as well. He played really well, making the biggest plays for the receivers today up until the end of the game when it was pointless. But Sammy Coach dropped an early deep ball in the first series that kind of deflated us a little bit, no pun intended there, Patriots fans. Coach dropped 2 or 3 balls today. He stinks. I think the guy has potential. I've seen what he can do when he's healthy. I know he's playing injured. He has broken hands and all this. But he hasn't done a damn thing in the whole entire 9-game win streak. I mean, the guy may not come back next season. I don't know with all the returning players if they're worth anything. Darius Hayward-Bay got several deep shots and did nothing with them at all. I don't think he's good for anything except for running deep shots. The guy can't run routes. His hands are still suspect he can't catch. I think he's gone at the end of the year, and I think he should be. What else? Kobe Hamilton dropped 2 big balls today, including one in the end zone when the game still mattered. He did catch a late touchdown in the fourth quarter when the game was already over, but who the hell cares? So that didn't matter. Really nothing. Again, it was Brown made a few late catches, but yeah, basically it was James and it was Eli Rogers on offense. Several important drop passes. Missed extra point from Boswell. I'm not going to get on him too hard because he did make 6 field goals last week and got us the win, so I'm not going to trash him for a missed extra point, but he did miss one early in the game when it was important. We did have an almost touchdown from James at the 1-foot line, wind up resulting in only a field goal, so another missed opportunity there. That's another 7 points we should have had that we didn't have. Even still, the game was 17-9 going in halftime. We got the ball after the half being down by 8 points, so a touchdown and a 2 would have tied the game for us, but right away it was not to be. The Patriots shut us down on defense. Le'Veon Bell didn't play much of this game. He did get hurt early. I don't think it would have made a huge difference, to be honest. That's another excuse Steeler fans are going to use for this game. They're going to use the fire alarm. They're going to use the ref cheating. They're going to use Bell not playing. But Bell wasn't doing anything on offense anyway. He wasn't really running the ball for any room, any holes. The Patriots D-line shut them down very, very well. So, yeah, I think he would have been a help in the passing offense. I think he would have caught some passes and maybe made some third down conversions for us. But I don't think he was doing all that much on offense anyway. So, nice job by the Pats defense. Just getting decent pressure and being able to get physical. Again, there were a few holding calls that they should have called on the Patriots, but again, that's not a make or break thing for us. We didn't play nearly well enough to deserve it anyway. One note that I have here is the Brady fumble roll. There was a clear Tom Brady fumble during a quarterback sneak that he converted. There was a forced fumble in a pile, and it was picked up by Javon Hargrave. and the referees even said there was a clear recovery, so Tomlin challenged the fumble, and the referees upheld the call and said that the challenge was upheld. But clearly you see Brady did fumble before his knee was down, and Javon Hargrave was standing there with the football, and the referee said it was a clear Pittsburgh recovery. So there was an obvious Steeler fumble recovery that they just gave back to the Patriots. And so that was a badly missed call, and those referees should get fined, and they should not be allowed to officiate next week, or the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. They made a horrendous call. And again, it's not a call that's gonna shift the entire game. But again, at that point, I think it was a one-possession game. It was either a 8 or an 11-point game at that point, and Pittsburgh would have had the ball in pretty good position. So while that's not enough to say that the game should have been ours, that's a big call the referees really friggin' blew. So they deserve to be fined and cost a game paycheck for that, because you can't make mistakes like that in an AFC title game when it revolves around momentum and turnovers like that. You got to be on your game, and those referees stunk for that. So fine them, please. I don't have much else to say. I already mentioned Chris Hogan, 9 for 180. He was the MVP of the game, I think. Amendola, I think, had like 8 catches for 111 yards and a touchdown. He was the one that put us away with the third quarter touchdown. By that point, the game was over. Tom Brady throws for a franchise record and a playoff high record for him, 375 yards. He might even have gotten closer to 400. The last I checked, he had 375. So he sat back and picked us apart. He was the legend. He deserves all the credit in the world. He gets a lot of crap for all the deflating and stuff, and he deserves what he gets. But the guy is a Hall of Fame legend. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is a top 3 greatest quarterback of all time. You guys can debate for yourselves who 1, 2, and 3 are, but he's in the top 3 discussion for sure. Maybe the greatest of all time. He picked us apart. Bennett made some plays. Amendola made a ton of plays. Hogan made plays. LeGarrette Blount didn't do much all game. The Steelers did do one good thing in shutting down the rushing attack all day long. The Patriots, through 2.5 quarters, had 13 carries for 13 yards rushing. The Steelers did play. That was the one good Steelers defensive note up until LeGarrette Blount ran with 6 players on his back for a 15-yard gain, then ran into the end zone on us. So again, the Steelers' tackling was bad too. First half it was a game, one possession, very close. But second half they didn't do nearly enough. Again, the game was over mid-third quarter, but they hung around, and Pittsburgh did score 8 points late to make it 36-17, and it was still a blowout. So congrats to the Patriots. You guys got the win. You were the better team. You deserve the win. I am cheering firmly against you in 2 weeks. I am a Falcons fan. Congrats to them as well for their performance today. They played amazingly, and I hope they kick the Patriots' stinking ass in the Super Bowl. I really do. But again, there's a lot of questions going into next season. Le'Veon Bell has suspension history, and once again, he has yet another injury in another playoff game. He's now only played in 3 and didn't play much today. So what do you do with him? Do you franchise him next season? Do you bring him back? What do you do with the receivers? Do you re-sign Antonio Brown because he wants to get re-signed? What do you do about the returning guys? You have Eli Rogers who emerged. You had Wheaton and Bryant who were out all season. You still have Hayward Bay. You still have Hamilton. You have Ayers who's new and came and made a little bit of an impact. Kobe Hamilton to figure out. You have Coates to figure out. So you've got about 8 or 9 receivers with about 3 spots to play. Ladarius Green, does he come back next season, or do you go with Jesse James as your full-time starter? What do you do with that? Is Jarvis Jones going to be gone at linebacker? Are they going to let him go? Is James Harrison going to retire? Is the future going to be in Shazier and in Bud Dupree? What do you do at safety? Is Mike Mitchell going to come back? So there's a lot of questions, and I will come back to you guys before the draft with a breakdown positionally. I'm going to go talk about the offense and the defense and go position by position and talk about the future, what we're looking for in the draft, who we ought to cut, who we ought to sign, and stuff like that. So good season for the Steelers. They finished 11-5, winning 7 games in a row and 2 playoff wins. AFC division title, runner-ups in the AFC. So good overall season for the Steelers. Disappointing finish for a team that I thought should be in the Super Bowl and had the talent to be. But what do you guys think of the season? What do you guys think of the game? Or what do you think for our future? Tell me in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Go Falcons. Here we go, Steelers. Good season. Thank you guys for being with me all season long in my reviews. I appreciate all your feedback. Stay with me for all the postseason reviews and come back next season for more football focus. Take care, guys.